Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for unscheduled ManDem United podcast because there's so much to discuss in regards to Manchester United's defeat to Nottingham Forest 3-2 at Old Trafford. And as you can see, I put in the title, Amorim is accountable. We know what some of these players are. And the reason, and I'm going to explain in full why I said that. I would have done this stream earlier, but I was out, people. For those that know, I had to go to a show, so I was out at a show. But I'm here, I'm back. You know me, I'll run. But first and foremost, before I get into everything Manchester United, run up the likes. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. Make sure you do so. Make sure you share this across all of the socials as well. Make sure, I've not even got it on the screen. 1 second. Where we at? Now, if you've got my name on the screen, and that's me, Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV on all socials, people. See it right there. See it right there. I've not even got the brand, nothing. Ain't got nothing on here. But yes, at Sarcasm City TV on Twitter/X, retweet a like from the Twitter, share from the Instagram, and just as important as those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell as well. Look at you lot, over 40 of you lot in here already. Big up to CFC Ilias, big up Nephew in the chat, Daniel, big up to Nick as well. You lot get any questions in? I'm sure you got a plethora of questions. I'm sure you lot have a plethora of questions. Big up to Brother O in the chat as well. Brother O, that sounds real righteous. Big up to you as well. I'm just letting the numbers. Look at the way the numbers are building, yo. I even finished the intro, and there's already over 60 of you like in the building, you know. I thought we got raided. This is why I looked to my right, because I thought we had been raided by someone. The fact the numbers jumped up so quick. Big up to Manchester United. I just call you Gaming 90. That's what I'll call you. Big up from Norway, you know. Where in Norway you at? Big up to you, Casper. Large up to you as well. Yes, Warrior J, my bad I didn't get to it. Yeah, drop me the quotes, man. Drop me the quotes, please, from Amorim. Drop me the quotes, because I'll get into that after I've said what I've said, because I got plenty to say in regards to it. Reason why I said Amorim's accountable, people, he picked the lineup. That's why he's accountable. Is it a Lee Raid? All right, cool. I thought so. I was like, yeah, there's no way. But I know you lot love tears as well. But as we were anyway, where we at? Run up the likes. But yeah, Amorim accountable, because he picked that lineup. This is now what? Your fifth game? You had Ipswich Town, you had Bodo Glint, you had Everton, you had Arsenal, now Nottingham Forest. You've had enough training sessions. You've been here long enough. You know what these players are. And you've said it yourself countless times in interviews about our attack. Notice all of his criticism is about our attack and how bad it is collectively, how bad it is individually, whether that's Rashford needing to improve, whether that's Xerxes needing to improve, or whoever else the case may be. And that's, like he said about Rashford, I don't have a place for him. So the reason why I'm saying Amorim's accountable, that lineup is unacceptable. Lineup is unacceptable. Why did Højlund and Garnacho keep their places from the Arsenal game? Someone explain to me why. Why did they, on merit, you should be there on credit? They were terrible against Arsenal. And it dispels this whole myth that it was for rotation. No, because these players are professional athletes. They're fully capable of playing 2 games in 4 days, 2 games in 5 days. Not consistently, but one-offs, absolutely. That's why I didn't hear the excuses for not playing Diallo in the Arsenal game. Diallo is 23. Diallo is fully capable of playing Wednesday, Saturday. Fully capable now. Week in, week out. No, you can't do it 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row. But a one-off, absolutely. Could have easily have played him, started him against Arsenal, started him today, and arrested him against Victoria Pleasant. Or where I just call him Victoria P. Same for Mazarawi. He played against Arsenal. Mazarawi could have played today, and then you rest him. So with the attack, Højlund, Garnacho, not good enough. You've seen enough. Why are you persisting with players who are not good enough? Why are they starting back-to-back? Garnacho started 4 out of his 5 games. And let's dispel this nonsense and this myth that he's forced to play Garnacho because of a contract. It's a lazy analysis and it's not true. Because people said the exact same about Rashford with Ten Hag. Hold Ten Hag, hold Amorim accountable for players they're picking. Because Amorim has dropped Rashford. Amorim has dropped Rashford. Rashford is not in his starting plans. I don't think has he even started back-to-back Premier League games. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think he started back-to-back. How many games of the 5 has Rashford started? 2 or 3? And Rashford's the poster child. He the poster boy, Rashford. What are we talking about here? And so let's cut that. He's playing Garnacho because he wants to play Garnacho and he shouldn't be. He's playing Højlund because he wants to play Højlund, and Højlund should not be being played. I'm going to get to the chat shortly as well. Big up Gunner for the raid. I'm just getting this off my chest. To not play Diallo in the 10, criminal. To not play him against Arsenal, criminal. To now not play him in the 10, criminal. When our attacking players have underperformed so much that you have mentioned it constantly. I don't think there's been before a game or after a game that Amorim has not criticized our attackers, whether it's as a collective, whether it's individuals, or whether it's both. Play Diallo in the 10. Maino in the pivot. Play Maino in the 10. You know why? Let's just see what happens. We've watched these players fail time and time again. They failed under the last guy. First 2 Ten Hag seasons, we struggled to create and we struggled to score goals in the league. Play some different players in the attack. You know, we've not seen in the attacking third consistently for the past 2 and a bit years. So Ten Hag's whole reign and now Amorim. We haven't seen Diallo consistently play in the final third. We haven't seen Maino consistently play in the final third. We haven't seen Eriksen consistently play in the final third. We haven't seen Xerxes consistently play in the final third. Even though I have my doubts about Xerxes, he just got hit. Try those 4. Run a Maino, Diallo, Xerxes thing. Try Diallo as the 9. Do I think that works? Personally, no. But again, attempt it. Because you know what we do know? What doesn't work from an attacking sense. We know exactly what doesn't work from an attacking sense. You know who don't work from an attacking sense? Højlund, Garnacho, Bruno. Højlund, Garnacho, Mount. You can throw Rashford in the mix too, even though the pennies dropped for Amorim with Rashford because he don't play him. He's figured that one out. Play some different players in the attack. I don't know why that is so difficult and that is so tough to do. And again, let me dispel this myth about all players have to be played because of contract. Rubbish. You've never heard any player state that. There's no ex-player who's come out and stated that. There's no current player who stated that. There's no manager, ex-manager who stated that. You are not forced to play anybody. People just like running with things. And if they think if they run with it enough, it's true. It's like Southgate to Manchester United. Or it's like Rashford can't be dropped. So how come Rashford's been dropped? We watched Ragnick drop Rashford. We're now watching Amorim drop Rashford. He's identified, hey, you're not good enough. But play different players. Diallo at wing back, like I've said, I'll be all cool with if it was different 10s. Hey, you know what? If it was Maino and Eriksen in the 10, you know where I go first? At least you're trying something new. Because actually scoring goals hasn't been a problem for us at home. Scoring goals, I mean, keeping the ball hasn't been a problem. It's just what we do with it. What we bagged. 4-3 against Bodo Glint. 4 against Everton and 2 today. All right. Granted, the opposition's not the best, but we struggled against FC 20 to score goals. We struggled all last season to score goals. How many goals did we score at home last season? Can't have been a lot because we only scored 57 in the league anyway. How many home league goals did we get out of 18? It's 18 league games. How many did we get, people? What are you talking about? 19, sorry. 19 league games. I'm going to double check that. What are we talking about here? Before I continue, though, big up Gunner for the raid as well. Run up the likes. Hit the subscribe button as well. Run up the likes. There's over 360 of you lot in the building. We're only at 46 likes as well. And that's where my criticism of Amorim lies. You've been here long enough. Don't play these players in the attack. Do not play these players in the... We know they're not good enough. You know they're not good enough. That's what annoys me so much. And that was what was so refreshing to hear was him talk about the attack. Play different players in the final third. Play Diallo, who we've not seen there consistently. Play Maino, who we've not seen there consistently. Play Eriksen, who we've not seen there consistently. Play Xerxes there, who we've not seen consistently. Play some youth players there. Hold these men accountable for these piss poor performances. Like I said today, not playing Diallo in the 10, criminal. Casemiro should be playing. Simply based off the fact we are struggling from set pieces. We have been struggling to defend set pieces in the last 2 games. You know who's really good in aerial duels? Casemiro. He's probably our best player when it comes to competing in the air. Play him. It's like your backline struggling. You play a high line and your backline is lacking pace and you don't play your quickest defender. I mean, knowledge, play Casemiro. Because then you don't have to play Bruno in the midfield. Or you don't have to play Bruno at all. Play Agate next to Casemiro. And then you could easily play Diallo, Mano, and whoever else next. Sexy if you want. Or Ericsson. My point is, try something different. And even with our better players, we are not a great side. We can't afford to not be playing our better players. Every game we play, Mazraoui has to play because he's one of our best players. Diallo has to play. He's one of our best players. Mano has to play. He's one of our best players. And play them now in their position, in their roles. I give you the benefit of the doubt with Diallo at wingback because of the lack of centre-back depth. You now have Yoro. You now have De Ligt. You now have Martinez. You could have easily played Mazraoui at right wing back because surprisingly, he's actually decent going forward. And then play Diallo in the 10 because they link up well and that's a nice right-hand side. Yoro, Mazraoui, Diallo. I like that. Casemiro, Agate behind that. Play Mano. Try something different. You've literally watched these players fail the last guy. The last guy picked them, but help the last guy get sacked. It's like taking over a company that is underperforming and you keep the same people in the same roles. Gunnar said it best when he rang me. Playing the same players in a different formation ain't going to help. Facts. And to anyone saying this nonsense as well about, he needs to change his system. The players don't suit the system. There is no system that suits these players, people. No system suits these players. Therefore, play your system and try different things. Experiment. Just see what happens. Why not try Diallo and Mano in the 10s? I personally think that works. Now, who plays in the 9 is the problem. Play Diallo as a false 9 and play Ericsson and Mano in the 10s. Will that one work? The latter one, probably not. But try. Because it's better than Bruno, Mount, Garnacho, Højlund, any mix of those 4. Any mix of those 4, because they're not good footballers. They are terrible. Højlund will give you a goal. Yeah, he scored today and did nothing else, which is what I'm reduced to in terms of output from him. I'm saying just get me goals because I know you can't give me nothing else. That's where I'm at with the Manchester United number 9. Score goals because I know you can't give me anything else to add to the game. Garnacho is useless. Call a spade. Faz was right. Garnacho is useless. Useless. Bruno been getting away with crime for years. The fact that me and Eddie in particular on this very platform, on this very show, had to sit here for 2.5 years debating with people about Bruno Fernandes and his productivity. What did he do today? Look at the Euro goal. We'll all get on Onana for the goal and he was at fault for it. But as soon as he makes a mistake, it's like swept under the carpet. Woeful. You, the captain, you're supposed to set the example. And too often you've been doing this to the point I don't criticize him no more. World class. People tried to tell me he was world class. You notice how they don't mention that no more. Notice how people don't mention Bruno and world class and top class. And where would you be? Remember that? Where would you be without him? Remember those shouts? I got a long memory when it comes to things like this. A lot of you lot got blood on your hands for those takes and had the cheek and the audacity to criticize Eddie and myself in particular on this very show when we was criticizing Bruno saying he's not good enough. Been not good enough. And you add in the fact that he's not good enough from a technical aspect. Physically, he struggles as well. You don't even have the right mentality. At least if you are going to be a negative from a technical aspect and a physical aspect, at least have the right attitude. It's like a gal who's ugly, but she's also rude. It's like, damn. At least have the self-awareness to be funny or to be nice or to be caring. I'm saying, how are you ugly and rude? Bear in mind, you shouldn't be rude because manners cost nothing anyway. Well, that's not my point. Point is, I'm making you just come back. You have the wrong attitude, and people defend this guy. People have the cheek to defend this guy. Today, mistake for the goal. But all people will talk about is Onana. When Onana was at fault, yes. All people will talk about is Onana. What are we doing here? What is going on here? And then even on top of that, people, this confines it. You know where this comes back to? And shout out to De Niro because he was on the United Spurs show talking about Enoch and Levy. Them idiots upstairs. Them people who don't have what's like the best interest of the football club upstairs, Ineos. This is why I don't back Ineos. This is why I don't rate Ineos, because this is also on them. Not so much the defeat today. That's on Amorim and the players. I'm talking about the predicament that Amorim and the players are in. Because if they would have done what they were supposed to in the summer, we're not here now. They do what? Go get Amorim in the summer, allow him to assess the squad in preseason. Because you've made a, do not get misunderstood. Even if Amorim came in the summer, he has an extremely tough job, people. But you've made an extremely tough job even tougher. You've made it even tougher for man to be successful here. And people again had the cheek to say to me, why are you criticizing Ineos? You're too quick to criticize Ineos and all this. This lies with them. Yo, you all know the phrase, fail to prepare, prepare to fail. I was literally saying this to my mom yesterday because she has said this to me from young. Prevention is better than cure. Meaning take care of yourself. Don't wait till you're sick to then start taking care of yourself. Take care of yourself so you don't get sick. And that's what they've done with Manchester United. Go and do what you were supposed to in the summer. And like I said, them decisions they made in the summer has led to this. Even though Amorim again is at fault in particular for today and playing these players. Why are these his only options? Why is it I'm saying, hey, try stuff. It might not work, but just try something different. I don't even think there's a formula. I genuinely don't even think there is a formula that works long term. It's, I just get purple patches out of players. That's what I'm reduced to saying. Hey, you know what? Get purple patches. See how Chris Wood has now got probably, 9 goals in 13 games? Hey, get that out of a couple of our players. Like 5 out of 8 out of 1, 3 out of 5 out of another occasionally, and just switch it like that. And this falls with Ineos. Again, not getting rid of Ten Hag. Then the piss poor attempt to replace him. And people just overlooked that because it was Ineos. Because if that was the Glazers, like I said at the time, we would have butchered them. We would have absolutely slaughtered the Glazers if they did that. Absolute piss poor attempt to get a replacement. Thomas Tuchel was top of your list, which is crazy. Which is a very Glazer-ish appointment and very lazy. You then couldn't do the deal with him, and then you didn't even have a plan B. And then your plan B went to Kaneki, was go back to plan A. Do plan A better, which was Ten Hag. So you give this guy who you deem not good enough, and everyone knows you've tried to replace, you've gone back to him and gone, okay, here's 2 assistant managers, here's more money to spend, here's more talent, expecting it to work. And you lot know this, the people that watch me. I had debates on this platform and every platform saying we are not doing anything this season with this guy at the helm. Everyone knows about the goal tally. How many league goals are Manchester United going to score? People said 70 plus 75, 75 to 85, 85 plus 90, 90 plus, all this rubbish. And I was on Phil podcast, shout out to Saeed AA, Ash, they're my guys, that's family tree. And I remember saying, like, I don't think I'm going to make it through this season. And I remember Ash saying, I don't think you're going to make it to the start of this season. And lo and behold, the season started. Guess what? We were rubbish. Because we had the same manager with pretty much the same attacking players. Because all we did in the transfer market was improve defensively in terms of the personnel. Mazarari, De Ligt, Yoro, Agate. All defensive players, and bring in an unproven and non-prolific striker in Xerxes, who's a link-up man, to play in a 4-2-3-1. Where was he going to play? Because we know Bruno's going to play in the 10 under friggin' Satan's favorite soldier. So what, was he going to play up top with who? Rashford and Garnacho? Who's he? So he's a link man. Who's he linking with? Because Diallo's out of the picture at that point. Eriksen's out that picture. Maino plays in the pivot. You've bought a link man to link with who? So even though I think the window was good from a defensive, it's like we struggled to create and score goals and they've done nothing to address it. And then even then, they had in the first international break a golden opportunity to sack the manager and they didn't take it. Golden opportunity to sack him and they didn't take it. The second, was it the second one? The second international break came along, platinum opportunity, didn't sack him. Then the whole talk was when we was all at Villa Park, and it was like the whole jury was watching him, and we got a draw. And then they had that long ass meeting. Nothing came out of it. They kept him. And you know what's even crazy about the last Satan's favorite soldier getting sacked? I think if we beat West Ham, if the low don't miss an open net and we don't miss all them chances, we don't sack him. And this is the people told me to back. Nah, man, I ain't no idiot. But when you did a deal with the Glazers, I look at you funny. What do I say jokingly on here when I'm talking about Everton or I'm talking about Spurs? The enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? You lot have heard me say this. All jokes aside, you lot have heard me big up Spurs. You lot have heard me big up Everton many a time because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So if you go do a deal with someone I don't like, why am I going to fucks with you? As bad as the Glazers are, Ineos did a deal to keep them. So that means you have your own interests, best interests at heart, but people want me to back this. Oh, are you praising? Absolutely not. And then wonder why we're in the predicament we're in. Wonder why we're in the predicament they're in. Oh, they planned this with Amorim. Nonsense. They didn't plan this with Amorim. They panicked and went and got him. Because if they really wanted to get him, you go get him in the summer. And Amorim was there. We spoke about him. He was my second choice. I said Flick or Amorim. And there's other managers. Oh, there's no managers out there. Manchester United can't attract good managers. Rubbish, because we got Amorim in, taking him away from a great situation at Sporting. They was top of their league, flying undefeated. I think it was only one loss in the Champions League, flying. He was comfy over there. And he took himself here. What are we doing out here? And I'm going to get to the comments as well from you lot. I'm just got a lot to say on this. And yeah, it stems is literally what does the OG Nuruddin always say? A fish, it rots from their head downwards. And it starts with them, but that doesn't mean excuse Amorim or the players today. And this doesn't mean, now let me just clarify this, I am not Amorim out. Amorim still has done much more good than bad. But if I see something, I'm going to call it out. And he got it wrong today. And he got it wrong against Arsenal in terms of the lineups. And he didn't make a sub today at halftime either. Stop. You see, Garnacho, Bruno, Højlund, Mount. 3 of those 4, any combination of those 4 is not going to work. And I don't need to be to be a manager to figure that out. I can tell you that from my yard. I can tell you that from right here. Hey, you know what? Nah. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. Common sense at this point. It's not even difficult to understand. Hey, this is not going to work. But there has been good in regards to, from a defensive standpoint, players playing. But this man, you have to switch this up. If you rely on these players, you are going the same way as the last guys. Satan's favorite soldier, whoever else. Like, it is time. People say, oh, you need new players. Well, of course. People say that all the time. United need new players. Yes, of course, we're fully aware we need new players. But there's still players there who haven't played, who haven't got significant game time. This is why I spoke about the attackers. Our attack has been piss poor. It's been the same attackers. How many games did Anthony play in his first season? So Anthony's had significant game time. Let me actually double check that. His first season, I know he fell out with Tanner. Did Anthony not get 30 plus league games or something like that in his first season? Did he not? Let me check this. Gonna have a look. Swear he did. Let's see. Jeez. Oh, yeah, we signed him his first. So he's had 2 seasons. That's how bad he's got that. I erased one from my memory. I forgot he's been here 2 years and some change. So he played 25 league games, 29 league games. So he's been here Anthony's been here for the longest and failed. He's been here 2 years and failed. So has Rashford. So has Mount. So has Garnacho. So has Bruno. Stop playing those 5 in the final third. Try somebody else. Try Ericsson, Diallo, Maino, Xerxes because he's new. Youth players. Try it. Just to see. Drop these man. Maybe dropping these man will help them, will motivate them. Like, oh crap, I might lose my spot. Maybe. Just maybe. But hey, there's over 400 of you lot in here. We're only at 82 likes. Let's go up to 150. Let's go up to 150. I'm going to get to the super chat. I'm going to get to questions. That's pretty much my thoughts on everything. I don't think there's too much else to answer in regards to the game. Let's see what you like. That's why I didn't have the comments up while I was getting that shit off my chest. Big up to, yo, this is crazy, your name. Big up for the super chat, though. Destroyer says, not a United fan, Ajax man. But for me, United was done after the Glazers didn't pick Saudi, but Ineos and kept 75% of the club. Nothing will change anytime soon. You know, ball subbed, should have kept Rude. Appreciate this. Big up to you, Ajax fan. Shout out to Ajax, man. Very, I fucks with Ajax. I don't think it was done after the Glazers picked Saudi because you can still do more. Control the controllables. Eddie says that, or the word to my guy Eddie, I quote him all the time. I literally need to send him some bread. Control the controllables. The things with the Glazers weren't the reason we lost today. The Glazers are not the reason that I got you, Warrior J. The Glazers are not the reason that Ganacho started 4 and 5. The Glazers ain't the reason that he played the Holy Trinity of Hell against Arsenal. Today, the reason the fact that he played the Holy Trinity of Hell, the Holy Trinity from Hell remix today is not on the Glazers. It's not on them whatsoever. That ain't them in the slightest. You know what I'm saying? That's not on them in the slightest. That's on Amorim. He chose those front threes. And the season is as bad as we've been. The season is still salvageable. That don't change it. Yeah, GI, I already mentioned this. Do you think it's club politics or Amorim likes these scrubs? He picked these players. It's not, there's zero politics because he dropped the player on most money with the highest profile, who's Mank born and bred. Rashford has been dropped, so that dispels the myth. What? He can drop Rashford but can't drop Garnacho. Nonsense. Nonsense. And again, it's lazy analysis from people. Something like that, nephew. I think we're 6 points off Villa. How many points are we off 6th place? Probably what, 7? 8? How many? Someone tell me in the chat. Someone tell me in the chat. What are we doing out here? But big up for the super chat. I appreciate you saying I know ball and subbing. Nah, it should not have kept Rude. Like, Amorim can turn it around. He just got to play different players. And to Engrave, who says, what's the point? We'll see, we're 6 points off 6. As bad as we are, we're not 16 points off 6. I appreciate that, Peter. We're not 26 points off. We're 6 points off 6. 6 points off 6. And the reason why I was talking about the owners, because people mention it, is because people have critiqued me in regards to why I don't like the owners. That's why I talk about the owners. And Antonio was like, why does Flawless repeat himself? Because I say something and I say it again, and people will still get the wrong end of it. Will still not understand fully what I'm saying. The reason why I'm talking about the ownership is because people asked me, just yesterday, big up to C24, asked me about the owners and said, will I ever be any us in? Or what if they did this, that, and the third? So I was pointing out that I hold them strong. I hold them accountable for the situation we're in as much as Amorim and as much as these players. There's 6 points between 13th and 5th, and we're in 13th. What are we doing out here? Big up to Pepe for the super chat. Says, blaming the new manager, your team is trash. Yes, I will blame the new manager because the team that he put out is terrible. That's why. Was bad. I'm not fussed about anything else. So I'm not supposed to hold the manager accountable because the team is terrible. No, he played that attack. He played that attack. We have better attackers than that. Diallo is our best. And no one ain't telling me Diallo is a terrible attacker. No one ain't telling me Maino is a terrible attacker. That's 2 right there. There's 2 good attackers right there. But Pepe probably going to tell me he don't rate Diallo or Maino, which is each to their own. But I don't think they're trash. And Pepe, if you think they're trash, you're the only person that thinks that. So we could have 2 good players in our attack. 2 from 3. That improves our attack. But hey, yo, we move. Xerxes, I'm still waiting on seeing. Let me see if I. But Pepe, big up for the super chat. But this is a misconception. Blame the new manager. Who blamed him? I held him accountable. But again, people don't be listening. People don't be listening. Let's see. There's nothing to say about Mason Mount. He's terrible. We're fucking 6 points off 5th. Let's see. Yeah, Nick. Yeah, people are quiet about Bruno being world class now because people are quiet about it now. But this was a thing. This was a thing. People act like this wasn't a thing. This was a thing because it was in my chat. Go back and watch some of the old ManDem Uniteds from 2 years ago, year and a half ago. People genuinely think he's world class. Not everybody, but it was genuinely a debate. Now it's just not cool because he's been bad for so long and all the excuses have left. All the reasons why he was bad was left. All the distractions, because it was Pogba, it was Martial, it was Sancho, it was who else? It was Phil Jones, it was McTominay, it was Fred. It was trying to think of more of the excuses. It was Maguire. It was Ollie. I'm trying to think of one more. 10. It was Wan-Bissaka. That's 10 right there. It was everybody else's fault bar him. Because the whole conversation was, what would Manchester United be without him? But now all the excuses have left. Remember, I'm sure you've heard this. I'm sure many have heard it. Oh, these are the same managers that have got all the managers sacked. Nonsense. Most of these players are new. Most of these players are new. You know who's one of the oldest players, Bruno? He's one of the longest players here. He was it. Ollie signed him. Ten Hag. Now Amorim. Most of these players haven't had 3 managers. So he's helped get 2 managers sacked. He's helped 2 managers get sacked. How many players are from Ollie's reign that play consistently? How many? Someone tell me. Please. If I missed your question, answer it again. So ask me again if I missed your question. Let's see what else you are saying. Let's see. 2021 was, yeah, but people act like this is not a thing. See, I remember things like this because this was the conversation. This was genuinely the conversation, was Bruno's top class. But yeah, in regards to Manchester United's team being trash, that's incorrect. Now, do we have some trash players? Absolutely. Well, I'm not hearing Diallo or Mano are terrible players. No. I'm not hearing Mazzarari is. I'm not hearing De Ligt is. Yoro will see. Martinez was bad today. I don't think Malacia is trash. Onana, as much as I criticize him, I don't think he's trash. Agate, I thought he was good again today. He's not trash. Casemiro is not trash either. How many players I just named? How many players is just named? 7, 8 players off the top of my head. Oh, what are we talking about? We're going to suffer because of 10 out this season, and the next one, we don't trust these owners. And we shouldn't, but the thing is, we shouldn't be suffering. We shouldn't be suffering. That's where the myth is. We shouldn't be suffering. Absolutely not. Play the better players is the point I'm making. If you play the better players, we'll be all right. That's my biggest thing. Play the better players. Because defensively, we're okay. Today, we wasn't. Well, yesterday against Forest, we wasn't. But overall, defensively, from a general standpoint, we're calm. It's the odd game here and there. Offensively, it was our issue. Our defensive record matches up against pretty much most. Even last season, we had the 5th best defensive record in the league. That's not the worst, as you know, because it's the 5th best. But when I'm saying it's not the worst in regards to it's not terrible, and that was under him. So imagine it was more structured and it was better. But people are just going to say, oh, the team's trash. Nah, man. I expect more from my manager. Forget all that. Forget all that. Like, that's what we're doing. I have no idea what that super chat's about, my guy. You're going to have to explain that again. Yeah, it's solo. It's solo. Well, yeah, I don't think the team's trash. If you believe the team's trash, cool. I disagree. If the team's trash, why we ain't going to get relegated then? How are we staying in the league? How are we staying in the league if the team's trash? People need to understand that words mean something. If the team's trash, where did you predict us? How come you predicted us top half if we're trash then? Why did you not predict us to get relegated if the team's trash? So Southampton are trash, correct? We'd all agree on that. But again, people just throw out words. Team ain't trash whatsoever, because if the team was trash, you'd predict us 19th or 18th or 17th or 16th. But everyone had us top half, bare minimum last season. I mean, this season coming. Even if it was 8th. Even if it was 8th. Tell me a trash team that finishes 8th. Nah, JD Flacco, I don't believe Onana is the number 1 goalkeeper for the future, no. Too often he's got a mistake in it. Even though this has been his most consistent run, there's always an error. Me and Troops have had this debate for weeks now. I'm back again. When he's like, why are you not praising him up? Said consistency, and what does he go do? Make a mistake? Nah, to tell me, I'm not responding to you. I'm not responding to you when I said about it being trash. It's because someone said in the chat, it's trash. So if the team's trash, how come you didn't pick us to get relegated then? Team ain't trash. Is it good? Fuck no. But play the better players. I never said we had a good team either, because someone said 2 good players. You know, I was talking about the attack in particular. I was talking about the attack. I don't know enough about Diogo Costa to answer the question, to be honest. Big up for the super chat, Kilo. That's all I'm gonna say is big up for the super chat and keep it stepping. And that's what it is. Again, people don't be paying attention and listening. Again, Engraver, this is two different things. Where did I say the squad is up to the level? Where did I say that? Man, just be moving goalposts and moving goalposts and moving goalposts. Nowhere did I say the squad is up to the level. So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Right. Let me see what else you lot are saying. Are you trying to catch me out? I appreciate it. Appreciate it, Prime. I didn't get the super chat whatsoever. Yeah, people called him. People called him world class. Absolutely. Don't need elite strikers to destroy. We don't need an elite striker right now. He says, I don't rate your forwards, but to be fair, there's a lack of elite strikers. Haaland was the best option at the time, would have gotten rid of Rashford of a season to go to PSG. Get rid of them both. Don't rate either of them. However, we're not looking for an elite striker. Go get me a good striker. How come everyone else and not everyone else? How come many other teams in the Premier League have good forwards? How come so many teams? Go get me an Isak level striker. Isak's not elite. I think he's a very good striker, but Isak's not elite. Don't get me that. Why can't you telling me there's no striker in the world that's of the level of Isak? Nah, nonsense. There's just no obvious names. And I think Isak is just very good. I don't think Isak's elite. I rate Isak. I rate him. Big up to Ben Talks Chelsea as well. Sunshine, I hear you. You said I don't want 17 to start our club ever again. I hear you. I hear you. People keep saying Mamouche, but I've not watched him. People keep saying Mamouche. They do. You're 5 points above relegation, my bro. 17th. Have 13. Okay, so your point, we're 5 points above. What's your point, red and white? We're 5 points above relegation. I'm lost. Yeah, the super chat was crazy, nephew. Nah, back to Engraver. Where did they say the team was of a level? What are we doing here? Zero, it's not about flawless. I don't know what you can do in terms of getting a goal scorer unless everyone goes all. Unless everyone goes all answers. Wait, what? Oh, unless everyone goes all Ange from Spurs, it's difficult to find a good forward. No, I don't think that's the case. I disagree with this. In regards to finding a goal scorer and getting goals, I don't think is an issue. I don't think so. It's a myth. I think it is system-based. Yeah. Right, what are we doing out here? Engraver 99, who says, you mentioned Kobe and Mano. That's not enough for what? That's not enough for what? What are we talking about? Kobe and Ahmad are not enough for what? I think they are. Actually, let me scratch that. I can't even say I think they are. Not enough for what? What are they not enough for? What are we talking about? Again, man putting words in my mouth. Where did I say Manchester United are a top four side? See, you would just be making stuff up. Making stuff up. Nowhere did I say the team is of a level. Man said the team is not of a level. Didn't say the team was of a level. Man said you can't name a top 4 level starting 11. I don't think our side is top 4. First, you think in hindsight we should have gotten Harry Kane? No. Don't think we should have gotten Harry Kane. Don't think we should have gotten him. Not in the slightest. Singers King, it says, in all fairness, that lineup should be beating Forest with the amount of chances we had. Yes, his lineup was questionable, but we know these players are counts. Singers King, you answered your own question there. Lineup was questionable, but we know these players are clowns. You know it, Singers King. I know it. He knows it. Why play them? Then why are you blaming the manager then? Because the manager put out a terrible lineup today. Or you just don't be listening. Man, just don't listen. I don't know if you missed the start of the stream where I explained this in depth. I'm blaming the manager for today's performance because he put out a terrible lineup. That's why. What are we doing? United, is that good? Did you mean food? Because G's right there. F. My point is, you need to stop trying to convince the chat that United are good. You're not good enough this season. Good enough for what? Again, people putting words in my mouth. What are we not good enough for? What are we not good enough for? Okay, you disagree. Cool. Look at the team. Did it perform well? Was it the correct lineup in hindsight? Was it the correct line? Did it work? I'll let you be the answer to that. Again, people putting words in my mouth all the time. I say you trying to convince United are good enough. Good enough for what? Again, to bear, because new people have joined. I blame both. I blamed both. I blamed both. Sancho's quality. Let's see what else you lot are saying. I know some of you lot are having conversations with others in the chat, which is cool. The chat is lit. Flawless is so bad at Liverpool that Hassam said that if we sell Darwin in January and sign no one, he'd be satisfied. We are sick of him. Yeah, you lot, he's got what, 3 goals in 18 games? I get it. With the amount of chances you lot create as well, I get it. Again, man can't respond because man just say anything. I had someone at me and go, or at Forest also set piece FC. And I responded back I only responded back late because I was like streaming and stuff and then I was out. When did I call Arsenal set piece FC? People just say anything. A lot of people just say anything. A lot of people just be saying anything. My bad, Kaneki. Yeah, it is solo. My bad. I was going off on one. My apologies. My apologies. People just say anything. You said, oh, they're not of a level. What level? Are you trying to convince Manchester United are good? When did I try and convince people Manchester United are good? No, I didn't. I disagree with this, Ray Allen. I don't think top 4 is achievable, and I said that from the start of the season. And under Amorim, I said we're not a top 4 side because we're not one of the 4 best sides in the country, in my opinion. So I don't think we can finish top 4. So why man are talking about, oh, we're not a top 4 level side? Because ManDem just be running with agendas and running with stuff that's not the truth and stuff I haven't said and stuff they've heard from other people in the fan base and then bring it to me. Please don't bring to me what other people have said. Hold me accountable for what I've said. Please, I beg. Hold me accountable for what I've said. What did the Glazers do? We spent a lot of money regardless. I blame past managers and presence and Ineos. Hey, tell me, are you Glazers in, yeah? Let me know. Nah, telling me you only back Sancho because you're from South. That's another one. Crazy. Yeah, that was another one. You know what I'm saying? I only back Sancho because I'm from South London. All right, sure. This is an AO. We'll get to this. How do I get onto troops? Since you've mentioned this now twice, what do I say to troops that's so crazy? Please elaborate. This is your moment. Yo, man, don't watch the content, but then make assumptions chic. Hella assumptions. Now man have disappeared from the chat. I respond back to the man disappear. Oh, you trying to convince Manchester United are of a level? What level? You trying to convince people Manchester United are good? Where have I said Manchester United are good? Name a top 4 11. Whenever I said Manchester United are good enough to finish top 4. Again, people just take social media and stuff they hear other fans say and run that to me. I speak for me and me only. If you are unsure about something, ask me and I'll tell you. I'm honest. Is it real about Garnacho liking that post? I don't know if it's real or not. Is it real? Again, I go to you, Carl. Oh, you might have answered it. Big up to Carl. Good to see Arsenal fans in the chat. Watch Art Flawless. I'm back again. I speak with chest all the time because I'm just a confident human being. You lot saying if you beat Arsenal, you're going to do this and that. When did I say we were beating Arsenal? Don't worry, I'll wait, Carl. When did I say we was beating Arsenal? Someone tell me. Again, people just say anything. What do I say to troops that is crazy? Or do I just tell them the truth, but people don't like it because I'm a Manchester United fan? and I run jokes with it, and Manchester United are bad. Ali Carl, I'm here. What have I said to? Because you said, "Oh, I get on Troops' case about what?" At our best, give or take, I think the league's terrible, to be honest. Take the top four out of it. Take no order. Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea out of it. I think Villa are better than us too. Then everyone else is on their day. I think we can compete against anybody. Not necessarily win, but I think we can compete at our best. I'm sorry that I'm not hearing that Fulham, Brighton, Brentford, Bournemouth are clear of us. You think they're better? Cool. But they've been great. We've been awful, and the gap's 5-6 points. So imagine we get to an okay level, what the gap would be. But hey ho, we move. Hey ho, we move. Yo, to Ahmad is free. Oh, thank you. And the thing is, you get non-Manchester United fans saying, "Hey, Flawless never said this." Well, because other people said it, like the whole set piece FC thing. Whenever I ever called Arsenal set piece FC, I'm still waiting for Carl to tell me what I said to Troops that was so crazy. I'm back again. Hey, Carl, you still in the chat, man? Let me know. What did I say? And then we can actually have the discussion. Flawless always says he knows the level of the squad isn't it, and top four isn't achievable this season. I said it from the start, even when Amorim took over. Can you get top four? No. Can you get top six? Yes. Can you win a trophy? Also, yes. But the manager has to manage at a high level. Oh, yeah, you lot keep asking this, so I get to it. My bad. My apologies. What 11 would you start Flawless? Onana in goal. Delete Euro Martinez. Malacia Mazzarari. Agate Casemiro. Diallo Meno. Maybe Rashford. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Zina. Fuck that. I can't even have Rashford. Xerxes. Just because. Who's what? All lies and truths will like be exposed. Whose lies and truths? Why are we talking in riddles? Why are we talking like we in Hogwarts? What's the lies and truths? What is it? What is the lies and truths? There ain't no receipts. There ain't no receipts. That's the thing is, Nick. And I'm on here every day, all day talking, and there's zero receipts. Zero. Because man just be making stuff up. That's why. You will just be making stuff up. So if I never said, yes, Nano in the 10. If I clarify that, let me just go through that again. Onana in goal, right-sided centre-back, Euro, central centre-back, Delete, left-sided centre-back, Martinez, left wing-back, Malacia, right wing-back, Mazzarari, Casemiro and Agate in the pivot, Diallo, right-sided 10, Meno, left-sided 10, Xerxes up top. That would be my 11. And again, do I think that attack works? Not necessarily, because there ain't really much pace in it. There ain't much pace in it. However, try it is the point I'm making. Because I know what doesn't work today. I know what doesn't work. The Holy Trinity of Hell against Arsenal. I know what doesn't work. The Holy Trinity of Hell remixed yesterday against Forest. Stop it, even though it scored twice. It's time. Love to Sunshine every single time. You lot subscribe to Sunshine FC as well. Yeah, I took Rashford out. Look at this. These men are preying on it. And this is prime, and we know what he's like. This guy got clips for everything. This is Sarcasm City TV. If Flawless ever said anything stupid like United are a top 4 level squad, does anyone honestly think we'd let it go? I'd have a clip even now. This man got clips of me saying, come on, you Spurs. What are we doing out here? If I ever said we're a top 4 side or can win a league title, you know, I'm asking for Manchester United to be people. A competent unit. I think if we're a competent unit, guess what, people? If we're just a competent unit, a functioning team, I think we finish in the top 6. How many points are we off top 6? 5. And look at the daft points we dropped. So if we was just a functioning unit, I think we're in the top 6 right now. Just a functioning unit. Just like, that's it. Nothing special. Not great. I ain't saying 8, 9, 10 out of 10. I'm just saying just a standard 7 out of 10. Standard 7 out of 10 gets you top 6 in this league, in my opinion. I think the overall quality of it is terrible. Just a standard 7 out of 10. Bear in mind how close we are to top 6 tells me this. Because we couldn't have been worse. And we are 5 points off of it. 5 between 13th and 5th is 5 points, is it? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. 6 points? 2 wins. And we're at the 8th of December. All right, come on. Come on. What are we doing out here? Big up to Cal. Says, Flawless, I love your content, but I'm after Saeed and Rants. You're a legend. Fairs, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Saeed and Rants. They used to it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. Oh, see, I was unsure what you were talking about, Wrap Up Haven. Top Reds have been gassing up these mediocre players for. You should have said that. I thought you was talking about something else for a second. That's how I was like, huh? All right, bet. Demo says, do you believe man are under contract to start, or is that cap? And I know some people have joined late. It's cap. It's untrue. It is untrue. You know how I know this? Because if there was going to be one who was of like this, it'd be Rashford. He's on the most money, the number 10, man, born and bred. He's like the biggest PR at Manchester United, and he's been dropped. So no, and that's why I held Amorim accountable again for today. The lineup was terrible. People in the chat trying to tell me the lineup wasn't bad. Did it work out? It's like when Tony was trying to tell me on the United Arsenal show, oh, the front three wasn't bad. Did it work? We can debate it all day long, people. Before a game, we can all debate it. We can all be here and debating, oh, the front three. I can say the front three is bad. You think the front three is good. If the front three goes out there and performs, guess what? You was right. I was wrong. If the front three goes out there and doesn't perform, I was right. You was wrong. The front three did not perform today. The front three did not perform against Arsenal. And I could have told you that before those games, like I did. That there lies on the manager. Because those front threes are terrible. Terrible. Wrong lineup. And then you add to that, without playing Diallo in one, without playing Mazzarri in one, and without playing Casemiro at all. Who, again, we've struggled from set pieces. We know Arsenal are very good aerially, and you take out Casemiro, who is very good at defending set pieces aerially. Sorry, man. I'm accountable. Again, this is not solely on him. This doesn't mean I want the manager out. This doesn't mean I think he's terrible. I still think he's an excellent manager. I still think he'll be successful here. However, make changes. That's all. Sheik says, Amorim told us Arsenal was rotation. What the fuck was today? I hear you. I hear you. What striker would you get, Flawless? No strikers stick out, to be honest. No strikers stick out. I'll think of now. Profiles I'm on. Go get me an Isak profile. I've said this. Go get me an Isak profile. Not Isak, someone of his profile, because I think his profile is perfect for this system. Can hold up the ball, link play, has the burst of pace, strong, can run channels. Literally a complete striker is what I'm asking for. Just at a good level. I'm not asking for you to be world class. Just be good. Be very good. I think Isak's a very good striker. I don't think Isak's great. I don't think he's elite. I don't think he's world class. But Isak is not the only striker out there that can do what Isak does. And Newcastle found him. So if Newcastle United can get him, guess what? Manchester United can get one. Just saying. Because there's a striker none of us are talking about now on the 8th of December, 2024, 2:44 a.m. UK time or wherever you're at, that this time next year, we're going to be waxing lyrical and say he's 100. Gyökeres was here last year. Nobody was talking about him. Now he's being spoken about as 100 million, the next best thing. Gyökeres was playing in the country. Nobody spoke about him. Nobody spoke about Gyökeres. A year later, people are saying, oh, 70 million, 80 million, 90 million, 100 million. He's the next best thing. He's the guy we need to go and get. So there's players out there. There's players out there. Not even a 7 out of 10, a 16 out of 10 gets United top 6. Play the clip. That's story.
By the way,
but
can
here
I
we
just
are.
say the two girls below us are looking 16 out of 10s today, both of them. Right,
I big up the panel. That was good. That. Yeah. That's crazy, LJ. Let me get to this. Anyone saying Amorim out? Crazy. That's not what I'm saying. I am not Amorim out. I'm far from Amorim out. Far, far, far. So far away. That's not even in the back of my mind. I still back the manager, but that's people being emotional. That's what that is. That's people's emotions talking. Because that's to take Amorim out after 5 games. None of his signings. Nonsense. 5. All right. 5 games. Crazy. Big up to Don F. We got Don C. Now we got Don F. Big up to you for the super chat. Says, I want Amorim to succeed and he must have his full 2-year contract, but he has to be accountable for today's loss. You're spot on. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. And yeah, it's not 100% on him. And I don't think any loss or any win is solely on the manager or solely on the players. It's split. Sometimes 50-50, sometimes 60-40, either way, 70-30, etc., etc. I hold him accountable for today's loss because we know what these players are. How am I expecting Garnacho to play well in the 10 when I know he's not a 10? How am I expecting Bruno to perform better when I know what Bruno gives me? How am I expecting Højlund to perform better when I know what Højlund gives me? Why? That's idiotic of me. It's like me giving this channel to Ryan and say, yeah, run it how I run it. Something you're incapable of doing. Why would I criticize? Why would I criticize? Flawless saying he wants a Jackson profiles tracker. Yeah, run me that, Jackson. But I want better than Jackson, though. That's why I said Isak. Even Ivan Toney would have been perfect, to be honest. But Jackson, Isak, Toney, that profile, cool. The level I want now is Isak or Bell. I'm going to ask a last question before I go, Flawless. I know blaming this on Amorim and the players, but do you also think Forest deserve credit for the performance as well? Oh, yeah, I don't take anything away from Forest. That's me. I'm not salty like that. I give credit to Forest, in particular the third goal. I thought the headed goal from Wood was just a very well-worked goal. Maybe Martinez could do better at the back stick, but sometimes I just give credit to the attackers and say, fantastic cross, fantastic header. I don't really criticize Yoro or Martinez, too tough for it. Sometimes you just got to give credit. Pardon me. Flawless, he's doing it by design. He's giving the squad no excuses to complain about game time. I think he's ingenious. He sticks to his strongest 11. Play the strongest 11. We ain't got time. Fuck him. Respectfully. We ain't got time for you to be playing games, which I don't think he is, wrap up. I think he picked that 11 and in particular that front three to play that front three. Play Maserati, play Diallo. And someone mentioned Maino about not playing him in the 10. Maino played in the 10 in the youth system. He's an attacking player. Play him. Play him. No innovation. Someone said, LJ said that people are Amorim out. See? He's even responded to you. Criticizing his thank you, Sunshine. Same way, if I'm doing something wild on here, you know who's going to hit me up and criticize me and go, don't do that? Someone like Sunshine. Same way if I'm tweeting some crazy shit. Sunshine going to message me and be like, that ain't it. What are you doing? That don't mean she hates me. He's criticizing something that someone you cool with. Same with the team. Criticize, like, it's constructive criticism. I've not said Amorim's terrible, he's awful, get him out of the club. No. Got it wrong today. Got it wrong. Do you think Martinez fits his left-sided centre-back role? I remember we spoke about Martinez. I think he's on the ball. He's on the ball great, but the physicality and height is missing, in my opinion. It's not ideal. He's definitely, I think he's better in a 4 than he is a back 3. I think he can do a job for now, but it's an area I'd look at and go get a left-sided centre-back. Because I want someone, you mentioned physicality, I want someone who's more athletic there anyway. Van de Ven type. Run me that. Run me that. Sell him, Garnacho. No converting. Sell him. Sell him. How many games do I give who? Amorim. Oh, Amorim got time, man. Amorim got time. I even put a game number on it. Amorim got time. Amorim got like, at least giving him, I'm at least a bare minimum giving a first full season. Bare minimum. I gotta give you this season. I gotta give you a summer, and then I gotta give you that season to see what's what. Because you've done, just because I've been critical of him on it, he's done much more good than bad. Much more good. That's why I've praised him for the majority. Because I'm like, I see what you're doing. I'm like, makes sense. Like, and even today, we kept possession. Possession wasn't a problem. It's just that we do fuck all with it. That's the issue. Dude, nothing with it. I think we had 73% possession today overall. Something like that. Just do nothing with it. It's crazy. Making 300 bags a week and driving your Rolls Royce to the game only to walk around in the pitch is mad. Forest deserve it. Big up for the super chat. Yo, make your bread. In regards to what Kyrie drives, if he drives a roll, hey, enjoy yourself and drive your Rolls Royce. In regards to walking around the pitch, I presume you're talking about, this is Rashford there? So, Forest did deserve it as well. But we know Rashford's not good enough. No, Rashford's not good enough. He's been not good enough. But hey, we move. But Don F, big up for the super chat. Oh, yeah, Demo, we have a star. That's why I've seen more good than bad. But today in particular, or yesterday, I should say, it's on the manager. Not solely on him. You played these players. We know their skill level. We know their mentality. Do not play him. Front three of Bruno, Garnacho, Højlund didn't work. Who would have thought? Front three of Mount, Garnacho, Højlund. Who would have thought? So they killed all this myth on Wednesday when people were talking about rotation and all this rubbish. Crap. Absolutely nothing to do with rotation, man. Diallo is fully capable of playing 2 games in 5 days. Or 2 games in 4 days. Not consistently, but one-offs, yes. Same way they all are. Unless you've got some serious injury issues, any professional footballer can play 2 games in 4 to 5 days. One-off. Not consistently. Play them both. Arsenal away, Forest at home, rest them against Victoria P, and then you play them against City. Telling me these players can't play Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Of course they can. So over 3 games over 10 days, you're a professional. Players want to play. You just got it wrong. And guess what? It's okay. It's okay. Rashford's banned from where? Oh, you're talking about his. Banned from what? Yeah. Which I spoke about. If you guys want to go and watch why centre backs and top teams playing in the back three, I recommend watching Inzaghi and Conte's Inter. I hear you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, LJ. If it's a player medically that you can't do it, like for instance, if a player is coming back from injury, I'd understand. Like Yoro's just come back from injury, so I would understand Yoro not playing 3 games in 10 days, having been out 3 months. Makes no sense. I'm talking about, in particular, I'm talking about Mazraoui and Diallo. They could have easily played against Arsenal and played today. Easily have done that. Easily. I was 23 and Mazraoui's 28? I'd understand Eriksen not doing that. That makes sense. You got a pacemaker in his chest. Fully hear that. If you're an older player, yeah. If it was Johnny Evans, hear it. Eriksen, get it. Player with injury issues, fully get it. But 95% of the squad, fine. Yeah, tell me it's crazy. And that's why I went hearing about rotation against Arsenal. He chose that lineup. And guess what, people? You got it wrong against Arsenal. And that's okay. Because he's going to get it wrong in the future. Same way better managers than him have got it wrong. We've watched Pep get it wrong. We've watched Ancelotti get it wrong. The GOAT Sir Alex Ferguson got lineups wrong. You are not perfect. Same way your favorite striker has missed sitters. Whoever your favorite striker is right now and whoever your favorite striker is of all time have all missed sitters. Because it's okay. Doesn't take away from their ability. Doesn't take away from how good they are. Same way your favorite defender has made mistakes. That's cost your team goals, or cost his team goal, I should say. Chalzino says, I'd rather him get it wrong now than later down the line. You shouldn't be getting it wrong like this at all. You should not be getting it wrong like this at all. There's acceptable mistakes and then there's monumental fuck-ups. There's the difference in the two. Acceptable mistakes I'm understanding. I'm like, I kind of see why you would do that, even though I think there's monumental fuck-ups. Playing a front three away at Arsenal of Mount, Garnacho, and Højlund falls in the latter. It's monumental fuck-up. And then the next game after, keeping Garnacho and Højlund in the side and adding Bruno to the front three is a monumental fuck-up. Most of the mistakes he's made, I understand. Flawless, why don't I think he's rotating? Ask me that again, Sunshine, please. Ask me that again, please. Ask me that again. Got you, Eddie. Give me 1 second. I did promise you the link. Give me 1 second, Eddie. Has been going on with myself for an hour and some change. Yeah, to Chalzino, I hear this and see you can play this. This is 5 games. You know who can play in your system now. The reason why I was so lenient with the first 2 to 3 games is because you are figuring it out and watching everybody. That I hear. You've now had 4 games before today, before the Forest game, and multiple training sessions. We all know a front three of Mount, Højlund, and Rashford. Rashford ain't gonna. Mount, Højlund, Garnacho's not gonna work. Bruno, Garnacho, Højlund is not going to work in any system. We all know this. It's unacceptable. That's not going to work in a front three or in a front 4 with another winger. With Garnacho left, another winger right, Bruno in the 10, Højlund up top. Those 3 as a 3 or in a 4 is not going to work because they are not good enough. That's where I lie with it. That's just what it is. Play someone different is the point I'm making. Ten Hag never played Ahmed, though his match fitness isn't going to be great. He constantly talks about Ahmed's physicality needing to improve. He'll be fine. Diallo could have played, and you know how I know Diallo was fine? Because he played 45 minutes against Arsenal. He played 45 minutes against Arsenal and then started today. What are we talking about here? What are we on about? Like, just not the case. Could have easily played him in the 10 today and played him in the 10 against Arsenal and then rested him against Victoria P and then played him against City. The manager got it wrong, people. He got his attack wrong 2 games in a row. And it's unacceptable because you played 2 of the same front 3. He was woeful. Let me send you this link, Eddie. 1 second. Yeah, innovation. Ahmad was fine. He just didn't get it right. And guess what? He'll get it wrong again. Even if Amorim wins us a league title in that season, he'll get lineups wrong. How much Fergie, the GOAT, for those that are old enough to remember Fergie, he had me screwing up some of his lineups. More often than not, he was right and I was wrong. That's why he was the GOAT, but sometimes he got it wrong. And when you hear Fergie talk in press conferences, you talk about times, oh yeah, I got that wrong. And guess what? It's okay. It's all right. Same way, I remember he got it wrong. So let's call him out. Because if I didn't call him out, you lot would be on my case about me not calling him out. What are we talking about here? Run up the likes as well, you lot. Continue to run up the likes. Only 148. Let's get up to 200 because there's over 400 of you lot in it. Literally trying to send this link to Eddie right now. Chalzino, you're making my point. Mistakes happen, but as long as the manager doesn't make the same mistakes, then it's okay. I fully agree with you, Chalzino. He made the same mistake twice. He played Mount, Garnacho, Højlund. They was all awful individually. They was awful as a collective. Next game, he dropped Mount, put in Bruno, and then played, and then played Højlund and Garnacho still. Nah, tell me they was ridiculous. Don't get him. Tell me they was. Some of his errors were ridiculous. Man sold Yapstam. That's up there. Yeah. Man sold Yapstam. Like, let's cut the shit. I'm Fergie, my guy. But he sold Yapstam. who I think is the best centre-back to ever grace the Premier League. So let's not act like Fergie didn't have some monumental fuck-ups. Oh, we had some howlers team selection-wise. Like playing Carrick and Scholes against that Barcelona midfield. What were you thinking? That's a howler. And he was normally pretty good at that, at knowing when to be a little bit more defensive. Whether it was a Ronnie Johnson, whether it was a Phil Neville, whether it was a John O'Shea, whether it was a Paji Sung. So he had bad ones. Like, let's not act like he didn't. Same way Pep has had bad ones. Same way Ancelotti and Klopp and whoever else. Yes, I've had absolute howlers. Like, I'm not comparing howlers now, but they've all had some howlers. They've all had some horrendous ones, and you go, why did you do that? Why? All been there. But you know what the thing is? They get more things wrong. They get more things right than they get wrong. That's what sets them apart. That's what sets the GOATs apart. That's what sets Fergie apart from most. He got 99.9% of things right, as did Pep, as did Ancelotti. That's what sets him apart. Yeah, it's like Pep with his Rico Lewis thing. All right, Tammy, you don't think it's crazy, Fez. You know what I'm saying? Even the man himself said it's not crazy, but Fez, it's just what it is. Yeah, I want Amorim to be successful so we don't talk about his fuck up. Nah, we need to. Yes, Sir Alex is a big reason the Glazers are here. That's his biggest fuck up. That's right there. That's a huge fuck up. Humongous. No stress, Sunshine. You don't need to apologize. It's all good. I'm just sending this link to Eddie. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Sorry, Flawless. I meant to ask, why do you think he's rotating so much? I think he is trying to figure out who could do what. I think it is also like experimenting as well, and it is giving people a chance. I think it's also that. So I think that's what it is. Because he probably can't believe what he's seeing. Because he's probably like, I knew it was bad, but I didn't realize it was this bad. Like, it's a restaurant that's serving think about a restaurant that serves terrible food. Imagine what the kitchen's like. So as bad as the food is and it tastes and everything and all that, you then go in the kitchen. That's what he's like, oh, geez, like, this is real bad. Or a record label that just keeps putting out terrible music. Imagine what them studio sessions are like. Imagine, like, that's what I think it is in regards to him rotating. And he is trying to come up with the formula. That's why I don't mind him rotating. Rotate the right players is my issue. Don't rotate Diallo. Don't rotate Maserati. Don't rotate Mano. Have your core 5-6. You know, rotate. Rashford, Højlund, Garnacho, Bruno, Mount. All 5 of them should be vying for 1 spot in the team. Let those 5 for 1 spot in the team. That's what I would say. To his fire name, Muhammad Ali says, I'd rather us lose than winning at this moment. It would be a false impression. These players have been exposed for the snowflakes. We already know they're snowflakes. Reason why I disagree with this, because we can win now. And if we have a sensible manager, which I believe we do, he wouldn't be fooled by the run. So let's win now. But he knows I need to move on from these players. Too much results-based analysis. That's why I disagree with this entirely. I disagree with it entirely. Because the manager shouldn't be fooled if the players are playing well, knowing they're not good enough or whatever the case may be. Big up to Eddie in the court. Well, yes, Eddie, what are you saying, fam?
Oh, man, yeah, just got back to the crib. We solid, man. Got outside, smelled the fresh air and shit like that. Remove myself from the disappointment. So, man, good day. Good day, man.
I hear you. Thoughts on what we seen, man?
Yeah, I think, like I said in the post match, I'm not too upset because when he put the lineup out, I already knew what it was. We've sat here, you feel me, and we've
My
said
name
it.
says Fast was right. Sorry, that's funny. I just clocked that.
Yeah, of course, bruh. Generational stinkers. The only
Sorry, I
thing
didn't mean to cut you off. I just clocked that. That took me out. Sorry, my bad.
Man, I gotta give my dog Fast his credit, man. Gotta give my dog Fast his credit. And you know what the beautiful part about that whole situation is?
Go on.
He did something that these Twitter aficionados would never do. I guarantee you. Now, one of them Twitter aficionados would actually say what they think to a player. It would probably be, "Oh, let me take a picture, bro. Keep going, woo woo." Not that real shit. Oh, 1 second. Somebody at the door real quick. My bad.
No stress. Do your thing, fam. No stress. Let me get to Warrior Jam and get to what you messaged me as well. Because you did. There we go. Okay. Oh, this is Amorim's comment. So, Amorim centre backs holding onto the ball. They are trying to reach the perfect solution. They need time to train. 2 weeks. Let me just mute Eddie. 2 weeks. And the focus is don't lose the ball with sloppy passes. They have more confidence. They have to have more confidence to take the ball plus play between the lines. Against low blocks, you have to take risks. I had worse in the beginning in Sporting. I had this period in Sporting. If you are experienced in football, this happens with a lot of clubs. We have to continue doing the same things and improving the team. The same words I had against Everton I have today. Continue, focus on our performance. We need to improve in lots of aspects in the game and do the same things tomorrow in training. It will be a long journey, but we want to win. When you lose one game, it's hard for everybody. And I understand that. I feel it in the stadium after the first goal. Ruben Amorim and Xerxes and Rashford haven't started since scoring against Everton. You have to focus on the opponent and what you see in training. Every detail counts. And then you want to use different players with different characteristics. First, apart from the last part, in regards to this training thing is overrated. That's all I'm going to say. Supremely overrated. Because clearly it's not working. These men have been training phenomenally, it seems, for however long. And it's not translated in 2 and a bit years.
Yeah.
With Rashford and Bruno even longer, it's a wrap. They're just not good. Go on, Eddie. Carry on, fam.
Yeah, I'm trying to decipher how you playing with the low block equates to Bruno and the other team playing in a low block in turn causes you to play Garnacho and Bruno. 2 people who do not operate in tight spaces. 1 player who doesn't operate in any space. I think we honestly have to apply pressure that we never see Alejandro Garnacho play in a Manchester United uniform again. This shit, he is so bad. That was the one takeaway that I didn't think he could look any worse. He does not look like he belongs in the Premier League, people. I can't. And then did you see him when he came off?
What did he do? What did he
He
say?
had an attitude when he came off.
Oh yeah, because he was sat on the stairs.
The fucking clown. And then I guess he's liking.
Someone said he liked to tweet. I don't know how true it is.
Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Spoiled brat. And this isn't just off the tweet, people. If you watch how he reacted when he was subbed for, he has no ideas whatsoever on the ball. I watch football from different sorts of countries. He's the only one I see consistently trip over the football. And he's a winger, people, or he's a 10. But I would ask what he's seen from Garnacho in training just to have an understanding of what he thinks he can provide this team. Same thing with Bruno, right? And the problem was, like he said, so he's diagnosing the problems well. Because, yes, we kept the ball, but our center backs weren't being brave at all. And what ended up happening was we put ourselves in a lot of bad situations because of where we were putting the football. The one thing we used to talk about with Martinez is he has those line-breaking passes.
That's true.
We didn't see that today.
True that.
We never saw that those passes break the line. If anything, for about at least 15 minutes of that match, it was De Ligt bringing the ball up to the halfway line and then not having an idea where to place it. Mm-hmm. And I thought he didn't have the greatest game today, DeLitt. I thought this was the first game on the ball he didn't do too well.
Yeah, and I think it's more so the lack of options, because that's where the goal actually came from.
Yeah. So for me, the people I'm looking at real funny are the two Argentinians, Lisandro and Garnacho, and the one Portuguese brother. But I mean, what's understood doesn't need to be explained.
How many times I've mentioned this? I don't know if you heard it, where I said me and you, I've been on this very platform having people tell us that he's world class and we're lucky to have him.
It's a joke.
People thought I was lying, Eddie. Can you please tell him that you was there and we actually had to have those conversations?
It's a joke, man. It's honestly a joke. And so, Jez, he said it's true, and now he's saying it's accidental.
All right, sure.
So he's a bit. Oh, my bad. He's a hoe. I'll be clean. I'll be a bit cleaner. He's a hoe.
I probably got it demonetized because I've swore anyway. If I'm going to say,
he a bitch. He a bitch. He a baby back bitch. Mm-hmm. He a real bitch. Like, bro. See, that's the thing about people like Flawless and I and other people on this channel who pass through. When we say something, we stand on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you like something, stand on it, answer for it, be a man about it. That's what I'm saying, man. Bench players talking like starters. I hate it here. You are not that guy. I guess all it took was an Adidas advert, and you feel like you numero uno. Come on. What are we talking about, people? Man, dog. And that's the thing, man. He getting cooked by his own countrymen. He come to England thinking shit is sweet because of this fan base. And this will always kill me how they killed Paul Pogba for performances that weren't even a quarter of as bad as what this guy is doing out here.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency is not applicable to the Manchester United fan base, people. They'll say, oh, give Højlund some time. Let Højlund develop. Let's see what this manager can do. Meanwhile, Xerxes has been here 5 fucking months, and it's already time for him to get sold.
The tweet he liked was, unfortunately, Lisandro Martinez got beaten in the air, and I'm guessing it was a picture of Martinez getting beaten there.
That was pathetic. That was honestly a pathetic image. To see Martinez look that small.
Mm-hmm.
Craziness. And no, Arsenal fans, they're not set piece FC. They only scored 1 goal from a set piece. Unlike you scrubs. But that's for another discussion. But yeah, man, I get the frustration. I do. I'm not one to sit here and act like that's not justified because it is.
Yeah, because normally I be talking like you talking like me. That's normally what it's like.
Yeah.
But I've just had enough of the attack, and I've been talking about it for however long now. Switch it up.
Because my thing is, right?
Players there in the front three, man. Switch it up. Go on.
Would you just be happy with a switch up, or would you want results with that switch up?
Yo, just run me a switch up, because you know what's crazy? Even with as bad as these are, scoring goals to especially at home ain't been an issue. We scored 3 against Bodo Glint. We scored 4 against Everton, and we scored 2 today. So we scored 9 and 3.
Yeah.
Which ain't too bad. All right, away from home, that was good. 1 against Ipswich, 0 against Arsenal. But 1's Arsenal, and the Ipswich game's first game, so that could improve. But the point I'm making is like, of course I want to see results, but run me a switch up, because what annoys me more about it is you've made it perfectly clear consistently now that our attack is not good enough. Try something different. Play Eriksen in the 10. What's the worst that can happen? Worst case scenario, he looks as bad as Garnacho. He looks as bad as Bruno. Same with Mano in the 10. I think he cooked there. He played advanced in the youth system. Same with Diallo. Diallo is a 10 or an attacking player. Try it. That's my point. Try it. That's where I'm at with it. Let's see what happens because we know what doesn't work. Definition of insanity, we know what it is. We know what the definition of insanity is. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. These attacks are not going to work.
Yeah, I hear you.
They're not going to work. That's where I'm at with it. So, yeah, I'd want to see results with it, Eddie, but I'd at least want, like, worst case scenario, he puts Diallo, Xerxes, and Mano there, and it looks like today. That's worst case scenario. And then he tries it again the next game after, and it looks just as bad. Okay. And then you can switch it back to whatever you want to switch it back to. But we know what doesn't work because we watched it under Ten Hag for 2 seasons. We've watched these players fail for going on 3 years now. This is now the 3rd year. We've watched Rashford, Bruno, Anthony, Garnacho, Mount, those 5 fail from an offensive standpoint pretty much for 5 years. Take Mount out because he only got it last year. But he's just rubbish anyway. We've watched it happen.
Oh, shit. No, man.
Oh, good, man. We've watched it happen. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, bro. It's like one of the things where I just don't know how much of a difference it's going to make. I think that's why I'm kind of where I'm at, too.
So you're right where it's in. The thing is, I think Diallo or Mano in that role make a world of difference. That's what bothers me. Because we're actually keeping the ball. Even though it's a meaningless possession to an extent in regards to we're not being productive with it. Just volume having the ball that much, they're gonna do something. We have the ball 70% of the time. I trust Diallo to make something of it with him in the final third. And then you had Mano next to it, or you put an Ericsson there. Just players who could technically do something.
Yeah.
And then you added a Maserati at wing back, added a Malacia at wing back because they're low going forwards both.
Yeah.
Like that's where I'm at with it. I'd even
at left back
a
it doesn't
Casemiro
work.
over at him. Yeah, like
at left back it doesn't work anymore. I think at left back below.
Yeah, the low is just not even Casemiro going forward because we know we can pitch him with a goal.
Yeah, I think that's probably my biggest question mark. Why it seems as though Casemiro hasn't been playing, but I think that just goes to, in my opinion, he's prioritizing mobility, see ball, kick ball, chase after ball over technical players. And with that being the case, I mean, like you've been saying, I think it's gotten to a point where we see this shit isn't working. So at a certain point in time, you got to change it up again to find some shit that's more successful. But back-to-back L's, the performance is the thing because, how do I put it? Like, we have 1, 2, 3. So I'd say the back line and Ahmad, we have 4 players who consistently bring it.
Yeah.
We have 4 players who consistently bring it. I thought Maguire was solid again in his role. And I won't put him as like one of the mainstays, but when we think about Ahmad, Mazraoui, Ugarte, and De Ligt, those are the 4 that we can consistently count upon to put in good performances. It's when you cross that line. I'm telling you, people, when you cross that halfway line, we get to the ghetto. Potholes, all kinds of dirt, all kinds of garbage. They ain't redone the paint on the playground. The playground got rusty nails and shit. You feel me? that's what happens. Like, we just cross the line. We just pass through one player that it's like, well, shit. Vaya con Dios. Go with God. Let's see what we got.
Man said, yo, we get past the halfway line, it's the ghetto, yo.
The ghetto.
It really is, yo. Our final third really is the ghetto.
The ghetto, man. Everybody's lights cut off.
No hot water.
No hot water. Shit, no garden, no vegetables.
Just liquor stores. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, just liquor stores. You know, it's just all bad, man. All bad. Hella McDonald's. Hella chicken shops. Hella Chinese food, man.
Yeah.
So that I mean, honestly, I'm with you, bro. I said we came to the conclusion that he just needs to be ruthless. But for me, like, it's still the experimental stages. You know, like, would I have liked him to pick the lineup better? Absolutely.
Some chicken chops.
Yeah, man, all types of bad food in that motherfucker. Just liquor stores and chicken shops, man. Ate a vegetable for about 3 miles. But yeah, I again, because I trust what he does so much and how he's been doing it so far, I'm really being patient with this shit. That's as simple as I can put it. But at the same time, I'm not gonna fight for him. That's what I'm not gonna do. Like you said, I think Sheik said it too. The losses on him, I'm not mad about that. I don't feel the need to defend him from that type of criticism.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it. Because again, bro, between Hoyland, that's the thing. I think now, I hope he's seen the light. But you swap out Garnacho. I think he because Kobe had a good game in midfield.
And Mano just did what he could.
He did what he could, right? He carried the ball well.
Look what's in front of him, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Would I like him further up the pitch? Yeah, I think I'd like to see him and Ahmad interact more. I will say that.
Yeah, and you know where I'd like to see them interact, which would be great. And we've seen that at moments.
Yeah.
Just to see, please let me just watch it to see how it looks. Is where I'm at with those two, because they did it a couple of occasions to the point Steve was like, "Oh, these triangles or what's it called could work." Again, just attempt. I'm just saying experiment. We know what ingredients make a terrible meal. There's more ingredients on the rack. You know what? Pull down some of them ingredients and throw some of them in the pot, and let's just see what happens. That's just
100. I hear you.
Let's just it does no worse. At very worst, it does just as bad as Bruno and Garnacho. It does no worse. Mano cannot perform worse than Garnacho.
Because I think, and I'm really with you on this shit. I think if we could get right side of Ahmad, Mazraoui, Euro, we're in business.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Yeah.
It may not work. Wait, sounds good on
Sounds
paper.
good. Yeah.
Sounds good. Hey, tell you this much. It sounds better than Garnacho, Mount, and Hoyland. Tell you that much.
Yeah. No, that's a fact. That's a
sounds
fact.
better than that.
I don't know why he hasn't gone to it though. I really can't tell. Like, from what I've been seeing, I can see why he's comfortable with the mod at wingback, because I don't think he sees somebody else that can do it at that level. And I think he sees the 10 position as having a surplus. So he's like, let me stick him there, and then the rest of you guys fill in here. And again, Ahmad's production has been great. So I can see he sees that as success, but at the same time, it shouldn't be a shocker here. This kid can play multiple positions. I don't think you should be shocked by that. So it has to evolve. That's for sure.
That's it. For real. Hey, big up Time to Shine, man. Been a member of the channel for 36 months. Hey, shout out my guy Time to Shine every single time.
Original real.
Shit. Link for the membership is in the pinned comment, people. Link for the membership is in the pinned comment. Big up Time to Shine every single time. I don't think anyone's live, so I'm just gonna send you lot to probably the Q&A. Eddie, anything else you want to add before we close out?
Nah, I think, it would be a hell of a story if this week we get 2 dubs. Get one against City, and the conversation shifts.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good opportunity too, so I hope we take advantage of it for sure.
Well, I hope so. And to outside who says Amorim is on preseason settings, giving minutes to the whole squad and increasing fitness. Guess what? You can't be on preseason settings in the middle of the season. Oh, not even the middle of the season. Once the season has begun. That's what I'll say. And a lot of these lot don't deserve minutes either.
Nah, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. I think he's just trying. He's not on preseason settings. He's trying some shit out, and it's just we could have told you, or you should. I think it's like what it is.
Cool.
It's like if you teach, like I taught, right?
Cool.
And I'll be before this kid's getting ready to take the test. I'll have like a day or two. We'll break shit down of what he should be ready to see on this test.
Mm-hmm.
And then he brings me his paper, and what we prepared for, he still figured out a way to get it wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where we're at. That's the frustration, I think, for people like Flawless, Sheik, where, bruh, you know this ain't it. I think you truly believe he knows this isn't it, and you're just wondering why is he still going on with it. I think you're like, you could tell like he knows play. Like I think even I myself, I'm like, bro, this motherfucker can't get the job done. So what are we doing here? What are we like? What are you trying to accomplish with this? Because again, I knew what there was. I was telling myself sweet nothings when I saw that lineup on Wednesday. When I saw the lineup on Wednesday, I knew, oh shit, we getting packed up. But I done already dug in my trench.
Yeah.
Give me my rifle. Give me my 2 grenades. Let me see what the fuck happens, and they blitz me, dog. I ain't make it out the trench.
Hmm.
And so you should have seen from that result alone that collection of talent does not work.
Mm-hmm.
But then you pull up again on Saturday. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
You sure about that, Chief? Like, that's where we're at. So at least we got a bunch of games to hopefully knock this out the memory bank. But
no, literally win the next 2. We win the next 2. We talking. Obviously, it's still FG's players, but hey, you know what? Obviously, Victoria P is tough because you probably switch it up actually against them. I don't care that it's them. Let these man's hold bench for the next 2 games, and then City. Let's see what you do. I'm trying to get there, so let's not you might see a generational head loss if we go there and I see that crap. I see a generational head.
I'm just like, brother. You know what I say? You have to get rid of the option before it's even a option, right? Prevention is the best defense. Take these motherfuckers out the squad, idiots. Sell them. Do something. Don't even give them the opportunity to play these motherfuckers. Get them gone so we can see anew. Until these dudes are out, the season is cooked for what I want. I just have demands, and they got to be miracle workers. He has to be a miracle worker.
Yeah, and some people got here late, so let me get to a couple things because some people did get here late. So please rewatch the stream. In regards to set pieces, again, blame Arsenal. Ha ha ha, hilarious. What you said, something else
It
as
was
well.
one set piece. One
Yeah,
set piece. Have some
your
shame.
manager ain't rating Rashford. You should be happy about that. Finally, managers ain't falling into the trap. I actually stated that earlier. I did state that earlier. I did say that. So we move. You keep also asking Amorim to play Agate and Casemiro, but that's not his style. He doesn't like two defensive midfielders in midfield. He even tried the Ericsson dude. He also doesn't like front threes of all runners, and he's played that.
Yeah, bro. Come on now. Come on now.
What are we talking
It's
about
like
here? Acting like he hasn't done things different previously. He's played a front three of all runners. He didn't do that at Sporting. So that's incorrect.
No.
I don't watch UFC to cap on. I don't watch UFC.
No, they got some fights on right now.
Yeah,
but again, you Arsenal fans, understand this. Understand this. Winning against United is the most joy you'll receive in your football life. You don't get the exuberance of winning trophies. That's not what you get, Arsenal fans. You get the exuberance of telling us that you beat us. But the cold part is, what does that lead to? What does that lead to? No Prem.
Arteta staying.
Arteta staying, we win. That cornball can continue to do his little halftime magic tricks with light bulbs, and hopefully some shit works out for y'all again in the next documentary series. But you're not, man, don't get it fucked up. If you're not first, you're last. You get no extra points in the next season for getting second place, third place, fourth place. You all right now should be where Arne Slot is in number one. But Fulham called. They told you to hold that the last time around, right? So we're going to see what happens tomorrow. We're going to see what happens tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, people. And speaking of tomorrow, well, today, if you're in the UK, maybe tomorrow, we'll be live on the playback. Get over to the Sarcasm City TV playback, people. We'll be live on the Sarcasm City TV playback, www.playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV. That's playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV, people. Or download the playback app from your app store, because if you're a fan of Sarcasm City TV and enjoy the content and you're not in the playback, you're not getting all of the content. Because we will be live there tomorrow for two watch-alongs, Fulham Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur versus Chelsea. Both those watch-alongs, people, today, if you're in the UK time zone. So you see it here. Premier League watch-alongs over there, Champions League, Europa League, NBA, UFC when it's a good card, boxing when it's a good card, Formula One when Victor's around as well, plus more people. So get over to the playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV, people, or download that from your app, because it's road to 900 followers over there. Not sure how many we're on, road to 900 followers. But hit the like button on this video as well, because we have gone over 13.5. So big up to you lot.
Hey,
we have got over 13.5 subs on here. So
shout out my dog, man.
What I'm saying is road to 14K as well. And check out my match reaction as well, people. I'll drop the link in here as well. But Eddie, anything else you want to add before we close out?
Nah. Most important thing I can say today was Faz was right, man. Get that bum out of my club. Faz was right, boy. Faz, you a prophet in these streets, homie. Don't let them tell you no different, man. I swear to God. Boy, he got 2 left feet and 2 right arms. He don't know what the fuck to do out there. But yeah, I'm good, man. Let me go enjoy this California nightlife.
Yeah, fam, go enjoy yourself, fam. I'm literally gonna leave here, go get something to eat because I'm hungry. Go get something to eat and then chill out. Hey, time to shine. The aim is 14K by the end of the year. Won't be close, but we're gonna try.
Yeah, y'all can do that. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, exactly that. And that's my match reaction. Go run up the likes, go share, go subscribe, all that good stuff as well. Flawless, you think United played well before that big mistake from Bruno and Onana? No. We weren't playing well, but we weren't playing bad.
Yeah, well is accurate, not great.
It was just wasn't enough. That's what I'd say. But anyways, we're gonna close out again. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Fulham versus Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur versus Chelsea, both live on the Sarcasm City TV playback. Then we're back here on the YouTube channel, 11 p.m. UK time for the sports Q&A, and then following that, 12:30 a.m. straight after that, will be the Premier League podcast Yardman edition. All right, that's gonna be good. So big up, love to everyone that's locked in. Shout out to Jonathan the Rape. And this has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.